Stocks trade ranged, but the undertone stays bullish, with advances outpacing the declines today. Real estate, banks and autos gain, while healthcare and IT drag. Mid-caps marginally outperform. Mamaearth brand owner Honasa consumer stock hits the upper trading limit after it reports better than expected margins on higher advertising efficiency and operating leverage. The company expects to grow 30% in the second half with improving margins. The US FDA issues a warning letter for Cipla's Pithampur unit, citing data integrity issues and repeat observations, and suggests that the engagement of third-party consultants to resolve the matter. The stock slides today. The stock of Bajaj Auto fires up as analysts revise their outlook after managing director of the company, Rajiv Bajaj, tells CNBC-TV18 that the company is firing on all cylinders with respect to the two-wheelers, three-wheelers and also EVs, and sees exports pick up for the company. And the auto major is also set to launch a CNG bike in the year 2025. Hello and welcome. You've tuned into Business Lunch. I'm Nisha Podar. A quick look at the market. And yes, Nifty 50, after reaching the high point, has given up most of its gain, but still off the low point of the trading session. And also, one consolation is that it's holding above the 19,800 mark, which it had been struggling in the past trading sessions. But absolutely flat on Nifty 50 with a green bias. 55 points gain when we talk about Sensex. And when it's the bank Nifty, which is a spot which is much more resilient and gaining with 0.35% gain at the moment. And the mid-cap universe too is outpacing the key indices with a fair bit of marginal gains. Now, advanced decline ratio, because of the broader pockets of markets really performing better than the key indices. The key indices are really not reflective of the market action as well as the sentiment, and advances outpace the declines today. On my screen, some of the auto counters are really having a good day, and on the other hand, some of the metals and banks definitely have shown an outperformance to other Nifty 50 companies. So that's the strength of the market that we are really looking at. But let's begin the show Business Lunch by focusing on a moving stock today, and we are talking about Cipla, which really slumps as the details of the US FDA warning letter for its Pithampur unit really emerge. Vivek Iyer, my colleague, is right here to get us all the details on what this particular letter really means, Vivek, and the impact on the company.
Well, absolutely right. So Cipla is slumping in today's trading session. Remember, November 18, the company did indicate to the exchanges that they had received a warning letter from the US FDA. This is for the Pithampur facility. Now, just looking at the quick timeline of how exactly events have transpired as far as Pithampur is concerned. February 2023, the US FDA inspected the facility, issued a Form 483 with 8 observations. The observations were quite serious in nature. And in August 2023, the US FDA classified this particular facility under an OAI, or an Official Action Indicated status. After this, most of the analysts did start penciling in that this particular facility could be upgraded to a warning letter status, and which is exactly how it has transpired. Now, what is fresh is that, CNBC-TV18 has managed to access the warning letter, that the US FDA has sent to Cipla. And in this, the key highlights are that, number one, the US FDA has spoken about data integrity issues, within this particular facility. The second point is they've mentioned similar and repeat observations at the Goa site. Now, remember, two facilities of Cipla, both Goa as well as Pithampur, is under the warning letter status. And along with that, the US FDA has asked the company to go ahead and take help of a third-party auditor or third-party consultant to help address the issues it is facing as far as Pithampur is concerned. How does it impact the company? Post this particular Form 483, analysts had started penciling in that there could be delays of launches that could be pushed out to FY25. So generic Advair and generic Abraxane, both of these product launches are likely to be pushed to FY25.
All right, so that's what lies ahead for Cipla, but the stock has taken a strong knock today. But if we really take a look at the 6-month chart of Cipla, it's not looking as bad because of the re-rating that it got, because of the deal news up above 1100 levels. It's sustaining above those levels and not too far away from 1200. So yes, a knee-jerk reaction, and definitely the stock has seen many sellers today. So keep an eye out on that. But another important counter on our radar today is Honasa Consumer, which is the owner and operator of the brand Mama Earth. Is the stock in focus because it's up nearly 20% after reporting a good set of Q2 numbers. Earlier, we spoke with Varun Alag, who's the chairman at Honasa Consumer, to discuss more on the quarter gone by and what lies ahead. Listen in.
We clearly see that as brands grow in scale, and there are structural efficiencies which come across marketing and the leverage that comes in, because as the brand awareness increases and the need for similar level marketing decreases, then in percentage it keeps going down. From a medium and long term perspective, I think our endeavor would be to keep looking for more opportunities on how, while we continue to grow faster than the market, and how we can find more opportunities of efficiency and leverage. Sort of expanding in offline. And we currently, of course, about 35% of our revenues come from offline. And it is amongst the fastest growing channels for us. And we're there in only about 150,000 stores in the country. Priority for us when we see any consumer white space, is to still attack it organically by actually crafting our own brands.
All right, and moving on to another very interesting developing story, and we are talking about Raymond, and that particular counter has lost about 1,500 crores in market cap over the last 7 days that we have seen, as the promoter and MD of the company, Gautam Singhania, and wife and board member Nawaz Modi Singhania are embroiled in a public divorce battle. Now, to discuss this, we earlier spoke to a proxy advisory firm's Hetal Dalal with her details on how she sees this particular situation. And she says that investors need to be communicated about what lies ahead. Listen in.
I think now that has begun to impact the stock price, it is incumbent upon the board to provide clarity on what is the way forward and what they are seeing. See, at a very basic, the board now needs to at least provide some kind of assurance to shareholders that despite all of this happening, the company is still under reasonable control. Being silent is no longer going to help. So I would argue that at this stage, given that all of this has become public, Nawaz Modi's gone public with these accusations, it has impacted the stock price. It is all the more incumbent upon the board to articulate what it has done in terms of an action and allay some of the fears that the market seems to have given this entire acrimonious situation. See, I mean, ideally, to look at the situation, the board should run an independent investigation. It should ascertain what the facts are, whether what Nawaz Modi is now talking about, there are legs to it, and there is a factual basis for all of it. What actually transpired. Based on that, they have to then decide what is the course of action. But I do agree that given the current situation, there is likely to be a concern in terms of the efficacy and smoothness with which the board will function, or board meetings will be conducted and function. So I think this is far more complicated in terms of, it's not isolated in terms of saying that this is a domestic matter. It's clearly reached the company and both of them are on the board. So therefore, the board needs to step in.
All right, Raymond in focus also regarding the corporate governance aspects, and board needs to step in. That's the word coming in. With that, we'll slip into a short breather on Business Lunch. But when we come back, we'll get you all the latest updates on the Uttarakhand tunnel rescue, which is reaching its final stages. Stay tuned for more details. Welcome back. You're watching Business Lunch. To an important national story of the day, and it's the latest update on the big rescue operation at the Uttarkashi tunnel site in the state of Uttarakhand, which has reached the final stage after the rescuers managed to place pipes up to a depth of 45 meters through the debris. Now, earlier today, the drilling was paused briefly after the machine hit a metal part inside the tunnel. And CNN News 18's Anshul Singh has the ground report on the latest developments. Anshul.
The update at this point in time is that General V.K. Singh, Union MOS Minister for Road and Transport, and also CM Pushkar Singh Dhami had reached over here. They went inside the tunnel to assess the situation that has developed inside the tunnel, because the initial plan of CM Pushkar Singh Dhami was that he would meet with the people who will be rescued from this tunnel at the makeshift hospital near Uttarkashi. But yes, since there was this delay, and hence the CM decided to go ahead and come here and meet them and talk to them over here. Now, at this point in time, a high-level meeting is ongoing where the experts, along with CM Pushkar Singh Dhami and General V.K. Singh, are in a huddle, and they are actually briefing them about the situation that is developing, on what the future plans look like at this point in time. So over the next few hours, what is expected at this point in time, we are being told that the parts of the American auger machine that were affected, those parts are being changed at this point in time. Assembly process is ongoing. On the other hand, the work on the 9th pipe has already started. The arc drilling, the arc welding of that pipe has also started. In the next few minutes, the next procedures will also be followed, where the alignment procedure will take place. And once that happens, once the drilling starts, from then we can then expect that it is going to take somewhere around 6 to 8 hours for that entire drilling to come to an end, keeping in mind and of course checking in the factor that there is no further obstacle in this entire debris that needs to be drilled through at this point in time. So yes, once the drilling starts, post that another 6 to 8 hours for at least 3 pipes to be drilled into this, and post that the cleaning procedure will happen of the pipe, and then we can expect the people to come out. So yes, it is a very long haul for the rescue workers, and especially for the people who are stuck inside. But yes, the update from this morning is that they have been provided with the breakfast and essential items, essential hygiene items have also been provided to them. Soaps, toothbrush, toothpaste, things like these have also been given to them through the lifeline pipe that was inserted over here at least 3 days ago now. So yes, the work is ongoing. We are expecting that within the next few minutes the auger machine will finally start drilling, and once the drilling process starts, then we can actually hopefully start the countdown.
All right, thanks Anshul. Very important details. So today's drilling is going to be extremely critical. Let's also listen in what Pushkar Singh Dhami, the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, had to say on the current status of the rescue operations.
45 मीटर जो पाइप है ऑगर मशीन के उसके कारण से जा चुका है, और रेस्क्यू अब अंतिम चरण में है। कुछ बाधाएं आ रही हैं, हम भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हैं कि जल्दी से जल्दी वो पूरा हो, और जल्दी से जल्दी हमारे सभी श्रमिक भाई सकुशल बाहर आएँ। यहाँ पर उनके बाहर निकलने के लिए सारे इंतजाम किए गए हैं। एम्बुलेंस तैयार है, अस्पताल भी पूरी तरह से उनके इलाज के लिए, और जो भी चेकअप वगैरह होने हैं वो सब हम लोग कर रहे हैं।
All right, to another somber news coming in. 2 army officers and 2 jawans were martyred in an encounter between security forces and terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri region. Now, an intense gun battle continued in the region as additional troops were sent out to corner the 2 terrorists in the area. In fact, officials say that the surrounded terrorists are injured but are yet to be tracked. And in the meantime, search operations have been intensified in that particular area. All right, the youth of Telangana are seen as being a crucial factor when it comes to the battle for control of this particular state. Now, there is discontentment among many of these voters with government job opportunities not materializing due to a spate of paper leaks and the postponement and even cancellations of civil service jobs. In our ongoing series, Election Exchange Battle for Telangana, CNBC-TV18's Shilpa Ranipeta reports that while opposition parties are really channeling their anger to win youth votes, Well, the incumbent BRS is in damage control mode, so battle for power playing out in Telangana.
This is Ashok Nagar in Hyderabad, a hub for coaching institutes. Thousands of students, especially from smaller towns, congregate here as they prepare for competitive exams for state government jobs. But for the past few years, the overarching mood here has been anger. These Telangana State Public Service Commission exams are for jobs in key roles in state governments that have been postponed time and again, be it due to paper leaks or violation of norms. This has angered the youth of Telangana that had rallied behind the BRS party or K. Chandrasekhar Rao during the agitation for the formation of state on the promise of employment and jobs. That was in 2014. Today in 2023, these youth say that they are still awaiting these jobs. For over 8 years, youth have been waiting for the BRS government to get its act together and make good on its promise of employment opportunities. The anger and frustration is boiling over.
2014 to here.
2014 till now, there haven't been any Group 1 notifications. Group 2 notifications have been getting delayed. It costs us a minimum of 10,000 to 15,000 rupees a month on an average to live here if a student has to eat decent food. So no food, no bed, and no matter how much we study, there is no result.
We've
been facing a lot of difficulties. I cleared the prelims and was studying for finals when they cancelled the prelims. We spent a lot to take coaching here, but with the exams being struck down twice, we have suffered a huge loss.
The latest periodic labour force survey annual report puts Telangana's unemployment rate in the age group of 15 to 29 years at 15.1%, much higher than the all India average of 10%. But the BRS party says it has created more jobs than it had promised.
2020, we've completed 1,32,899 jobs. Now, we've given notifications to, recruit to the 2,30,000, and already 1,60,000 have been recruited.
BRS is sensing danger. Its working president, K.T. Ramarao, recently met with aspirants to hear out their concerns, admitted some shortcomings and made fresh promises to fix things, but only after the elections.
Request meeto nendante nenu December 4 naadu mee daggaraku ostanu. Ashok Nagar lo
I'll come on the 4th of December and sit with you in Ashok Nagar along with the concerned officials. Let us come to an understanding on how to do it, and basis your feedback, we'll come out with a job calendar. In Group 2, there is a chance to increase 1,000 posts. Let's do that.
But the growing disquiet among the youth has the BJP smelling blood.
KCR garu announce chesaranడి election ద్వారా election promise laga as an election promise he said 3,016 rupees will be given to the unemployed. అది అన్నాగే ఉంది.
Experts say rising anger among the youth over unemployment and the fact that their frustration is shared by entire families who are also voters could prove a big factor in the 2023 elections, especially because not many seem to be convinced that the BRS government will now do what it has not done in nearly 10 years. No surprise then that this has become a big talking point in campaigns of both Congress and BJP. In Hyderabad, Shilpa Ranipeta.
Right, jobs for youth, an important election agenda, not just in Telangana, in other states as well, like Madhya Pradesh. With that, slip into a short breather on Business Lunch. When we return, we'll get you all the updates coming in on what's happening in West Asia. Stay tuned. Here on Business Lunch, and two important global events. After days of negotiations with Hamas, well, Israel has finally agreed for a temporary ceasefire, pausing its offensive in the Gaza Strip for 4 days. However, Israeli officials have said that no Gaza captives will be released before Friday. Meanwhile, families of Israeli captives expressed frustration over the lack of information. As part of the deal, Hamas will release 50 Israeli women and children held as hostages in Gaza. Israel will also free 150 Palestinian women and children from its jails. Now, the deal also entails the passage of more humanitarian convoys and aid. All right, we hope that it's the beginning of peace in Gaza Strip. But looking at the market, it has lost more ground in the last 15 minutes of trade. Now, Nifty 50 has to defend that 19,800 mark, but a lot of profit taking in banking stocks is seen. Mid-cap radar comes up next. Stay tuned.